I thought I'd just do a little video just to show you what type of vehicle I'm using for my Uber. It's classed as an XL. I'm also using it for my own private airport transfers. If you want to look it up, executive airport transfers. But yeah, so I'll give you a quick little run around. It's not a big massive video, it's just to give you a little bit of an insight. I struggle to find information on this particular vehicle, especially reviews on YouTube. They all seem to be basically people who are just doing like little short car little things. Basically they were all like abroad, and they were in like French or German, and it was basically someone would jump in it, fly up and down the motorway, and then come back and give it a quick little once over. But yeah, using it for like day-to-day life for own personal use and for Ubering, give you a little bit more of an insight. So I'll give you a quick little walk around now and see if it's of interest. So this is the vehicle, as you can see, a Vauxhall Vivaro-e Life it's called. Long wheelbase. There's my little Uber signs there. I might go around the other side in a second, you might be able to see it a bit better because of the sun. So yeah, pretty much all comes standard with all leather inside. It does have heated seats, massaging lumbar. I've stuck this little lumbar thing on for a little bit better. I've also got this little headrest that I bought off Amazon, makes it nice and cosy. Yeah, I bought this little fridge in the middle here. Just put these up out the way. So yeah, basically it is really deep, to be honest. Get me all the way halfway down my forearm basically. Basically I can put like little, me food in there for the day, plenty of drinks. It does come with additional like USB chargers on the front, but it's not something that I use, not on this anyway. I'll come to that in a minute. It does give me extra 2 cup holders, which I do use every day. The cup holders that were in here I've actually used for my mount, for this phone charger bracket. Other ones that I looked at, they'd either stick to your dash and they just fall off, or they go on vents. I hate ones that cover vents because then you can't utilise the hot air and the cold air that comes out. It's got all like different bits and bobs. Again, it comes standard with the electric sliding doors to the rear. It's got like your Apple CarPlay and everything. The only pain is it is a wired connection, so obviously I've got the cable running around. It's hidden all the way around, and then it pops up over there, so I can connect my iPhone over there. But yeah, other than that, really spacious. Where are we? It's the little view of the electric doors. So as you can see, plenty of space in the back. I've had some like big people in here. I've had like some rugby lads and everything. And yeah, it's not the size of what you'd have in like like a Ford Tonio or like a big massive Mercedes or something, but it does the job just as good, to be honest. And you've still got like the manoeuvrability of having something a little bit smaller. So obviously it just you can get these seats so they face forward, and then obviously these then you can utilise these seat belts. You can't have a block of 3, but again they have to face forward because the seat belts are here. But my council won't allow me to fold the chair now to allow the rear passengers to get in because of safety reasons. But I prefer this setup anyway, to be honest. It's better for what I do, and it's better for my own like family life as well. It's also got a little pop-up table. Obviously you can slide the table forwards on the track. So obviously the table is more central, because obviously otherwise you're going to be sat here. So yeah, it's a good little feature. You don't get the table obviously in the 6-seater in the rear. For power, I have this little, it's a 1 kilowatt EcoFlow, I think it's called. So basically I've got all of my fast chargers. So I've got the 2 USB-Cs which are 100 watt, so I have them running to here for the back so passengers can use it, both USB-C and Lightning. I've then got what else have I got? I've got this one which runs up to my camera for when I'm doing like me vlogging and whatnot, so that runs up to the windscreen. and then the fridge then goes into the back, which is a normal like 12 volt hole. It's also got 4 3-pin sockets on the back of it, so I've got things like this little heater. So instead of me just using the heat on the EV all the time, which absolutely drains it, I've got like a little clicker button that I can just click. This little heater comes on. It is 1200 watt, but it does reduce down to like 1200. The output on this battery is like, I think it's like 18 or 1900 watt or something. The car valet guy was here with his steamer and everything. He had it all plugged in, it was working fine. So yeah, I'll use that throughout a shift, which basically will do a heater, it'll charge up anyone that needs to do it, and it still comes back with a charge. And then I plug that in at night. Basically just have a little extension lead hidden under the seat here, run that into my outdoor socket, and basically because it's a 1 kilowatt, at night it's 7 pence for a kilowatt, so it'll cost me 7 pence to fill it back up. Yeah, that's about it. Obviously all fully like air-conned on top for passenger comfort. That's it. Obviously electric sliding doors if I press the button correctly. It's just nice and easy. And then round the back, just open this. It's the only downfall really of this, I would say, because it's a manual boot rather than an automatic. It would have been nicer to have that. So yeah, the boot's massive. You can get 6 full-size suitcases in, plus 6 carry-on cases, and maybe 1 or 2 other little bits. But yeah, it's a really good sized boot. Vauxhall basically don't do a decent mat. It's really rubbish. Even when I went to pick a mat up from them, the guy said I'm embarrassed, and it was basically a mat that was, the only way to describe it is them little trays you get in like a Christmas selection box. It was so thin and rubbish. So basically I bought some of this rubber off Amazon and just cut it to size and stuck it straight in, and it was does the job perfect. I think that's pretty much about it, to be honest. There's not a great deal else to show you on it. Obviously it's got the sliding doors, you can control it on the remote. I think it's even got one of them things where you can kick under the back. Well, I think that's only when it's locked. So you can open them on the remote. Again, I've got like my storage box here, which has basically just got a little tiny mini hoover for inside, some little cloths and then polishes and whatnot in case you need to wipe the seats down or anything like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it, to be honest. Again, plenty of space, and it's and all round it's quite a good vehicle. Little charging point here on the front. I've just got it on charge now before I head out for a little bit. Press this little button. And that is pretty much it, to be honest. Yes, that's a quick little insight as to what I'm basically driving around in day to day. Fuel economy wise, if you're just doing, say, like I use this for personal use as well, you see, so, but if you're using it for Ubering in and around, I'll normally get about 150 miles. So for a day shift, like Monday to Friday, that's more than enough for me. You know, that's pretty much the mileage that I'll do until like my shift is finished. It's Friday today, so like I'll be going out shortly. Time we're on, 4:20. Yeah, I'll probably be going out in about 10 minutes or so. I'll end up getting to about 9-10 o'clock tonight, and then I will need to do a bit of a rapid charge. So to fill it up, it's a 50 kilowatt battery, so not the greatest of sizes, I'll admit. Like I've got an Audi which has a 95 kilowatt battery, so in that I get like 280 miles, whereas in this it's a 50 kilowatt, so you get 150. I actually get more miles per kilowatt in this massive thing than I do in an Audi. So yeah, to charge it up at home, I think it's about £3, something like that. You charge up at night using the Octopus. Just double check. So it's about, I think it's 7p a kilowatt. Yeah, so £3.50 to fill it up, and that's when it's completely flat. Obviously you don't come home when it's completely flat, it's still got like 10 or 15 miles in it, so it's probably closer to about £3 a night. If I charge it up when I'm out on a Friday and Saturday night, depending on your charger, you're looking at about between 20 and £25. Again, I'll run it down till I've got like 10-20 miles left, and then I'll top it back up to about 90-95%. That then does me then for the rest of the night going into the early hours. So you do have to take that into consideration. But then if you've been out and done a Friday and Saturday night and you're earning good money, it's not too bad having to spend the £20 to £25 for the top up. I mean, you wouldn't have to. You could do 150 miles and come home if you wanted to, but with it being Friday, Saturday, you don't mind doing it. But yeah, mileage wise, that's about it really. That's like the main thing. When customers get in, they always say, oh yeah, but what miles do you get? And I'd say 10 out of 10 of them always say, oh, I'll only move to EV when I can do 500 miles without stopping. And I'll say to every one of them, when was the last time you set off and done a 500-mile trip without stopping? And not one of them have done that. You know, from here to London, I think is 220 miles. I'm not even sure what the mileage is to like Edinburgh. I think that's the furthest like I've pretty much driven in the past. Obviously minus the days of being a HGV driver. See, it's 206 miles to Edinburgh. So, you know, I don't do that sort of, even if I was going to drive all the way to London, I would have to stop off once or twice because I'd need a toilet break or I'd need to go and get something to eat. So in that time, you know, granted, it comes the argument of everyone always said, oh, I can just pull up and I can fill my car up with diesel or petrol and it takes me a couple of minutes. I know, because I've driven them all my life as well. But it's the same thing. Even if I had to stop at a motorway services to fuel up with diesel, you would stop, you'd fuel up, you'd then go into the services, you'd then still go to the toilet, you'd then still go and have something to eat. So basically, this is charging up whilst you're doing them things. Plus your hand then doesn't stink of diesel for the rest of the day. So yeah, you know, it has its pros and cons. Obviously, some people might just want to do motorway miles all day, back and forth from London, for example, and yet you'd have to stop off and you'd have to charge up, which would be an inconvenience. But driving an electric, especially an XL, compared to a diesel XL, you're saving, from other videos I've watched and speaking to other people, driving this, I'm saving roughly £1,000 a month in diesel. So, you know, and that's just kind of doing normal kind of Ubering miles. If I was doing a lot more airport transfers, things like that, I could be saving £1,500 a month. So even if you just look at it as you're saving £1,000 a month, you know, that's £12,000 a year that you're saving. So would you rather have the slight inconvenience of having to stop to charge up now and then? That's only when you're busy on like a Friday and Saturday night. Or would you rather have the convenience of, oh, I don't need to stop, I can do 500 miles on a tank of diesel, but it's going to cost you at least £12,000 a year? I know which one I'd pick, and that's exactly why I've gone for it. I made the switch to electric years ago. So when I was purchasing this, I could either pick between this or a Mercedes e-Vito, and I went for this pretty much because of the price difference. I'll catch up with you in a second. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I had the option of either this or the Mercedes e-Vito. So the e-Vito's new, I think, start at like 90,000. So second hand, you're around 50. You struggle. Apologies, I don't know what's up with this SD card, or if it's the camera, it keeps crashing. Yeah, so they're around £50,000 anyway for the e-Vitos, and then they come with like between 20 and 30,000 miles on the clock. They don't have leather for that price. They don't have electric rear doors. They're an additional £7,500 when people are purchasing them new. So obviously that's why the ones that are for sale, none of them have electric rear doors. And that was like a big thing for me. I needed to have them. Having people turn up and trying to work the back doors, and they're opening and slamming them, or they're getting out and walking off. So yeah, I'd say the only pluses really that the Mercedes has got over the Vauxhall is, one, like, it's a Mercedes, so obviously the build quality is like a little bit nicer. The battery is bigger. Well, I'd say it's double. It's 95 kilowatt, so it's the same as what's in my Audi. However, the estimated mileage that it says online is only like, I think, 210 miles. So I was thinking, well, if the battery's double this and I'm getting 150 in this, why are you not getting 300 in the Mercedes? I'm not sure. And the final one was, it comes with the battery, I think, has got 7 or 8 years warranty, which is good. The negatives are, it's expensive. It's obviously going to be more to service and whatnot, with it being a Mercedes, taking it to a Mercedes dealership. And then, do you really want to start off on something like Uber? And if you are progressing on to getting your operator's license, taking people around in a, you know, 50, 60,000 pound Mercedes, you know, Uber passengers. So yeah, I didn't want to do that, so I kind of looked around, and the only other things that were on the market really were these. So this is basically the same model, this car, but you can get it with a Vauxhall badge on, a Peugeot badge, or a Citroen, I think it is. So Citroens are the worst ones. They don't even come with like leather steering wheels. So the Vauxhalls and the Peugeots are basically identical, just different badges on. But the Peugeots, for some reason, were a little bit more expensive than these. I don't know why. I even asked them at the dealership and they didn't know either. The positives of these is everything is fully stocked when you get it. So it all comes with full leather, heated seats, massaging seats, comes with the electric doors. If you buy these new, they're 50,000. So you'd then say to yourself, if you was mad enough to go and buy one new, would you rather buy this new, or would you rather have a second-hand Mercedes E-Vito? I think I would rather go for the Mercedes E-Vito, to be honest, at that point. However, you can pick these up between like 20 and 25. So I got mine for 25. It was 1 year old, and it had been used as a mobility car. So it'd only done 2,500 miles on it. So it's basically brand new. The battery has a warranty up to 100,000 miles. So that's probably going to last me about 2 years, I'm guessing. Maybe a little bit more. But yeah, other than that, it comes down to your own circumstances really, and what it is that you want from the car. They do cheaper versions of this, which don't come with leather, and they have like wooden panels on the doors and everything for like 15. They're horrendous. I think they are just purely for like workforces moving staff from like one depot to another or something. But yeah, in comparison, like you could go and get 2 of these, or you could just have one Mercedes. Like you could have one of these, when it runs out, take it home, put it on charge, and go and get in the other one, and then go out in that one for the day. But yeah, I wanted something that was going to cover any Ubering that I was doing, because XL has a massive advantage. You definitely get a lot more customers. If you just get an X, you're just in with all the other sheep. Since I've been doing this now, which is coming up to 2 months, I've only seen one other Uber XL, and that was last week in Liverpool. I haven't seen any others, and they really struggle. I know they don't struggle for XLs per se, but like in this size, like I had a group in the other day, and she couldn't believe how nice it was. She said they booked an XL the other week, and she said it was some sort of like Sapphire that turned up. She said the driver had to get out and fold the seats down in the boot. So they put a complaint in to Uber, saying that she shouldn't have to sit in the boot. That shouldn't be classed. So people are getting sick of sitting in these ridiculous cars. I mean, when they hit the market, they were more for larger families, so you can put tiny children in the back. They're not for adults. Yeah, the council that I'm with, they certainly wouldn't have signed it off for 2 adults to be scrambling into the back and sitting in the boot. So again, it depends on your council. Yeah, so I wanted it for that. I also wanted it for mainly to get my operator's license, which I've now got, to do my own like executive work and events and things like that. And then on top of that, I wanted it for family. So, you know, there's 3 of us at the moment, soon to be 4 of us. You know, my Audi's great, but like if I put my son's bike in the boot now, then the boot's full. So then where am I going to stick like pram, stuff like that? It's just not big enough. And then when you look around at other vehicles which are larger, you struggle. The boots are just tiny on everything. So this is perfect again for that. Lots of room in the back, great for travelling with the family. And yeah, it ticks all the boxes for me on all of them things. So yeah, I'm sure further down the line, a couple of years, there's obviously going to be bigger, better, you know, XL electric cars. But you know, how long do you wait? You know, it's one of them. You can say, "Oh, wait till next year." You might wait another year, 2, 3 years. Something fantastic comes out, but then it's brand new. Then you're going to be the one that's paying 70, 80, 90,000 pound for it, which you're not going to want to do, especially if you're just throwing Uber passengers in. So then you're then going to have to wait another 2, 3, 4 years to pick up a second-hand one to get like a half decent price on it. So yeah, it's basically, this is the best of the bunch. As I've mentioned, comparing it to the only thing I can compare it to really, which was the e-Vito Mercedes, or I think there was an EQV or something like that. Again, that was a bit smaller, but the boots on them are basically tiny. You couldn't do any airport runs on them. There's just 0 boot space. So yeah, it was basically this or the Mercedes. And like I said, for what you're getting in your money for this compared to the Mercedes, and the fact that it was basically half price, there was no comparison really. It was just one of these. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. Nothing else I can really waffle on about other than this suits me fine. It's got everything I need in it, as I've just shown you, like all like me fridge and me gizmos, and you know, it's nice and comfortable. I'll put a couple of like little links underneath the description in case it helps anyone. Even just little things like the headrest that I had ordered. I think I'd ordered about 10 different ones on Amazon, trying to find the perfect one. Some of them are like rock solid, or they come down and they push the top of your shoulders forward. I didn't want all that. Basically, there was just a little tiny like 2-inch gap between my head and the headrest, and this one's like a memory foam, perfect. Again, same for the lumbar, went through the same bother for that. Again, this particular fridge you've got fits in perfect between the 2 front seats. It's the same height as the 2 front seats. Like, it couldn't have been any more perfect really. I think it's better. You can buy a fridge from Vauxhall for that position, but this one is like 10 times better. So yeah, other than that, hopefully the video might benefit from somebody. Like I said, I watched loads of different videos online, not very helpful. It was just more to see what the inside space was like. There was lots of people in chat forums and whatnot saying these vehicles are horrendous, we have them for work vehicles and we only get 70 miles to a tank. That's just completely fabricated. They must be driving around with the heat on full blast, and just having it in like power mode or something. I just have it in normal mode. You know, if you need to use the heater, use the heater, and I'm getting about 150 miles. If you are doing just motorway, if I leave here now, jump straight on the motorway, and it's just all motorway, you're looking at between 100 and 110 miles. So yeah, not the greatest. However, if I just had one airport run on that day, then that's fine. I could just go to the airport, come home, I could put it on charge during the day. With it being a smaller battery, it's about 4 hours for a full charge. If you want to pay the 24 pence a kilowatt at home, or I can just put it on charge at night and it's only 7 pence a kilowatt. But if you've got 2, 3, 4 airport bookings, then again, it's not too bad. You know, I could, for example, drive to Manchester Airport. Sorry, I could go and pick someone up, take them to Manchester Airport, which I have done. I've then had a run from Manchester Airport back to like Warrington, which is like another 15, 20 miles. And then if I wanted, I could then go and pick someone else up and take them to like to Liverpool Airport. So I could do at least 2 airport runs and then go on a rapid charge. So if you're thinking you've made, I don't know, depending on your airport, anywhere between £200 and £300 for them 2 airport drops, you know, then spending between £20 and £25 for a full charge isn't too bad. It's going to be cheaper than diesel anyway, using the rapid charges. I think when you're using the rapid charges, I haven't used the Tesla ones yet, so the price will be better. I think it works out at like 22 pence a kilowatt or something, or 22. I think it was like 22 pence a mile. I think it was, sorry. And when you compare that to diesel, for what I've seen for the XLs, they're running at anywhere between like 13, 34 pence per mile in diesel. So again, you're still saving a third, even though you're using a rapid charger. So again, it comes down to, do you want, do you want the convenience of being able to do more miles, or would you rather be slightly inconvenienced and having to stop and charge up, but then being in a better financial position? Like I said, if just normal type of driving what I'm doing, you're saving at least 12 grand a year. If you're doing like lots of airport runs and you're doing obviously bringing in more money that way and doing more motorway miles, you could be saving 15, 16,000 easily a year compared to diesel. So yeah, I'll put an end to that now because I'm about to go out and do a little bit of an Uber shift. So yeah, hopefully the video was helpful to somebody, because I wished there was a bit of a walk around video like that, a little bit of a comparison, especially for the battery when I was looking, because there wasn't. If you have a good look around, you won't find any. So yeah, that's it. Right, thanks for watching.